Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad you all are here and we are live today. We are going to talk about something that so many of you have been DMing us, commenting about, and honestly, so many of you dealing with it silently. That is chin hair. Yes. We are going there, but I promise by the end of this live, you will understand why exactly it's happening, what is your body trying to tell you about it, and what is that you can do about it to fix it. If you are someone who's looking into the mirror, spotting that chin hair every day, every single day, then thank God you are here because we are going to discuss and have a good discussion on what are the things that you can do to prevent it. So we are going to go into the science, but before that, I would really like to introduce myself. Hi Kavi, hi Asha. Hi everyone. For everyone who's new here, I am Niharika Budwani, a medical nutritionist and co-founder at HealthAtch, and we work with women across India and across the globe, basically helping them to reverse or manage their conditions like PCOS, thyroid, fertility issues, lifestyle issues, hormonal issues, basically through nutrition and lifestyle from inside and out. And chin hair, this is almost always a hormonal signal, and that is exactly what we are going to unpack today. So I want to say something before we get into the science, and because I think it needs to be said. As women, we are constantly told how our body should look and should not look, and this is something where we are dealing with chin hair, which is so visible, it is so unexpected, and it really feels unsettling, right? I have clients who tell me that they spot the chin hair every morning before leaving for work. They have to check themselves in the mirror to see if they have it. I have had clients who've cancelled their plans because they are feeling underconfident because they have had a new hair growth, and women feel that something is wrong with them. And here is what I want to say is that nothing is wrong with you. Your body is communicating, and today we are going to learn how to listen to it. Chin hair in women is always a hormonal signal, and your body is just waving a flag, saying, hey, something is off, I need attention. And just by giving it an attention and correcting it at the right time is a chance that you get to fix something before it becomes even bigger. So let's talk about what is happening inside your body, what are the root causes. So here's what is actually happening when you have hair on chin. So women with hair on chin, medically we call it hirsutism. It is the reason behind it is elevated androgen levels, and androgens are now called as also male hormones, just to simplify. But the truth is that women do have male hormones. The problem arises when these hormones are actually way above they should be. So we are crossing the normal levels, and that's where these symptoms come in. And the androgens are nothing but testosterone, and more specifically what causes the chin hair is DHT or dihydrotestosterone, and it triggers the follicles around our chin area, and that's how the hair starts growing, especially chin, jaw, the upper lip is the part where usually we see the changes happening. And what are the reasons, the top reasons why women have to go through this? Number one, of course, is PCOS. PCOS is the number one cause, leads to insulin resistance. It also drives the androgen production to sky high, and that's where we start seeing these changes in us. Second is insulin resistance. When I say insulin resistance, it's when the insulin is constantly high in our body, followed by a carb diet or followed by a sugary food that we've eaten. We crave for sugars. Insulin also makes you crave for sugars. It's like a vicious cycle. And this makes your body produce more and more androgens, because of which you start seeing the chin hair. Then comes thyroid imbalance. When the thyroid gland is underactive, or you have hypothyroidism where the TSH levels are on a higher side, that's when again you see that there is liver which is under functioning again because of it, and liver is responsible for clearing all the excess hormones from our body. And because the thyroid, the TSH level is on a higher side, which indicates the thyroid is underactive, which slows down even your liver functioning, making these hormones stay in the system little longer, which leads to a lot of androgen production and the chin hair that you see. Then comes chronic stress, because of which the cortisol levels are on a higher side, and this when cortisol levels are on a higher side, the androgen is produced as a side effect by adrenal gland. So again, we need to work on our stress levels. Then comes perimenopausal and menopause, where testosterone becomes relatively higher because there is estrogen dip in the system, which is natural. But again, with support, we can bring, establish like a balance and see that these things can get moving. And the post-period spike. Some of you had asked on the story that we posted that you see the hair, chin on hair in and around your cycles every month, and this is because right after your period the progesterone drops and the androgens temporarily rise, and this is the time where many women notice a new hair growth. This is the window typically. So if you can resonate in any of these things that I just mentioned, do mention what is it that you resonate with. Is it PCOS, stress, thyroid? Do let me know in the comments. And so we'll take the questions a little later. I would just want to cover whatever has been asked by a lot of you in the story. So let's cover those. Now coming to the first question, which was, why do I get chin hair during or after my period? So this is such a good question, and so many of you have asked this. So right after you get your period, the estrogen, progesterone are at their lowest. Androgens, by contrast, have become relatively dominant. They are necessarily not high. It's just that because the estrogen and progesterone have dipped, they have more room to be active and show their symptoms. And this is why many of you see a new follicle, new hair growth in and around your period cycle. So what you need to do is you need to work on your diet and have like a structured program for yourself to create a balance so that this doesn't happen. The second question that was asked was, why does chin hair increase during menopause? And during menopause, your ovaries produce significantly higher, produce lesser estrogen, but your body keeps producing some testosterone. Now again, that the estrogen is lower compared to the testosterone and it gets more room to act again. Think like a seesaw, when estrogen dips, the testosterone automatically comes a little high and it gets more room to act and show symptoms. And that's where, you start seeing that the androgens have gone up and you start seeing the symptoms around it. This is completely hormonal and absolutely reversible through right approach. Then comes the next question, which was, how do I stop new chin hair from growing? Okay, so this is a big question, I'm going to spend a good amount of time on this because this is where real solutions lie. Removing hair through threading, waxing, laser is a thing, but to stop the new hair growth, I don't think you have to work on, all these shortcuts to see that your hair is not coming. What you need to actually work on is your hormones, and that is 100% doable. Let me show you how. So if you are someone who has hair on chin, then you should start with the one thing is taking a blood test. Numbers are very, very important. You cannot fix something if you've not measured. And so starting with a panel is very important. You can write it down or you can speak to your doctor. The hormonal panel starts, number one is to check your testosterone. So it can be your free and total testosterone. It's DHEAS, serum LH, FSH, prolactin, estradiol, progesterone are some of the tests that you need to do. This is from the hormonal perspective. Then comes your metabolic, where you do your fasting and postprandial insulin levels, blood glucose levels. To know if you are insulin resistant, you need to go in for HOMA IR index. Also, to understand the 3-month average blood glucose levels, you can go in for HbA1c and also lipid profile. Then comes, of course, your thyroid profile, your free T3, T4, TSH, and antibodies. So these give you like an overall idea if your thyroid is well, if you are insulin resistant, and if your hormones are in check. And if at all not, then which are the hormones which are not in check. And so it allows us to work on it, in a better way. We can help you with the right approach. There are nutritional markers also, vitamin D3. A lot of studies have shown that vitamin D deficiency aggravates your symptoms. It can be thyroid, it can be PCOS. So we want to make sure that your vitamin D levels are also in lines and they are fine. Ferritin, that gives you like your iron studies which tell you how much of iron do you have, because that is again very important, and zinc. So once you have these reports, please don't try to interpret them by yourself. Take an expert guidance. You can come to us. We'll help you break it down, because it's not one thing that we look in isolation. It's actually everything looked together to understand what is happening in the body. Drop-in tests, or you can DM us test, and we will send you the entire guide of what tests you should do. Or you can also go into your gynac and she will help you out with what other tests that you should do. So, okay, now this is what we've been waiting for. How to reverse chin hair, that too naturally. Now, this is your action plan, where you should start. So, I'm not going to tell you to drink this spearmint tea every day and you are done. No, this is a system. It has multiple pieces that come together to help you reverse or prevent the new chin hair from coming. And to begin with, it's proteins. We have so much that we talk about proteins. I can't say enough. So protein is a building block for hormones, and most Indian women are severely under nourished when it comes to proteins. They don't eat their proteins, and if you are one of them, then you should start working on your protein intake. Now you have to start hitting the target of 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight. So if I weigh 50 kilos, my protein intake will be 50 grams. And it's not very difficult to meet up in today's time, where you get so many things. Even for vegetarians, you have high protein curd, high protein paneer, you have plant protein powders. There are so many ways you can improve your protein intake. And protein does not only help you manage your blood sugar or insulin levels, but it also directly means that it is going to lower your androgen levels, and this is going to lay a foundation. So this is utmost important when we are talking about chin hair. Then comes, of course, spearmint tea, which is natural. It has natural anti-androgenic properties, which means that it lowers androgen levels. And androgens, like I spoke earlier, are responsible for the growth of hair follicles. And so spearmint tea twice a day is very good. Spearmint tea and peppermint are completely different, so don't confuse. You can either brew it fresh, or call for spearmint dry leaves, or on Amazon or any other websites, e-commerce websites, you will get spearmint tea bags which you can call for. 2 cups in a day, every day, is something that's going to help you really effectively. Then comes your tulsi leaves. Tulsi is such an underrated herb. Mostly all Indian household do have tulsi. Having say 10 to 12 tulsi leaves every day in the morning is important to bring down your DHT levels, that is your dihydrotestosterone. And you can either brew it fresh, or put it in your spearmint tea, or just chew on it, or make kadha just out of it. Anything is fine, but 10 to 12 early in the morning or first thing in the morning is something that you should take, that is tulsi leaves. Now comes reishi mushroom, which is the hormonal modulator, I would say. Reishi mushrooms have a lot of studies which show that they work very much by inhibiting your enzyme, that is alpha 5 reductase, which is the enzyme that converts testosterone to DHT, which is responsible for the hair growth. So reishi mushroom, what you get in India are supplements, so you can start with those. Do speak to your doctor or a dietitian before starting with it, but reishi mushroom is really effective. There are many studies around it, and you should try it out. Then comes Licori root, which is also Mulethi. Again, it's an estrogen balancer. Mulethi has, like many of us have grown, by chewing on it, but now you also get it in capsule form or in powder form, so you can take it anyhow. Taking Licori root is also known to lower testosterone levels because it supports also your liver health, and that's how we see good results in our clients. But do check with your doctor or your dietitian before you start with it to understand what is the right quantities and what time you should start. Then comes your sleep. Sleep is very, very important and the most underrated, I feel. Sleeping 7 to 9 hours every day consistently is very important. When I say consistently, there has to be a consistent sleep time and wake up time. You cannot sleep at random hours and say, okay, I've clocked in 7 hours of sleep. Scrolling late at night, not allowed. At least be off screen 1 to 2 hours before you go off to bed so that the melatonin production is not interfered with. Keep the room dark, cool, to have good quality sleep. But sleep, I know a lot of clients personally who fixed their sleep and they've seen massive change in their hormonal health. So sleep is really underrated, but I would want you to really focus on it. Then comes your stress management. We live in a chronically stressed world, and I usually tell my clients, stress is inevitable. There's a lot of stress around us, and we also tend to keep, thinking or overthinking about a lot of things that haven't happened or might not happen, but it's just become our inherent nature. So working on your stress levels, I don't say don't take stress because that's quite impossible. But what you can do is you can work in terms of managing your stress levels. That is meditating, practicing yoga every day, journaling, talking to a friend, venting it out. All these things really help. Doing something, that can help you. It can be simple dancing that can help you feel better. But anything that helps you feel better, prioritize it because that's going to keep your stress under check. And then comes your exercise. I want smart exercise, not excessive exercise. I know a lot of people who say that weight loss is the solution and they start with excessive exercises like high intensity exercises for a longer time, and they're underfueled. They don't eat enough to meet up or match up to the exercises that they're doing, and this can backfire. It's not doing good to you. In fact, it's doing worse. So make sure that you are exercising, say 30 minutes of good, intensity workout clubbed with a little bit of walk in the evening, which is going to really help you. This is a good combination. Strength training is something that I would really, really advise at least 3 times a week to see a good result and a good change in you. So these are a few things that I would, really focus on if I want to work on my chin hair. I'm sure till now we all are together and I think it was doable, right? Nothing seemed that it's not practical or it's not doable. So what happens when you actually touch the root cause? We spoke about what are the reasons you get chin hair and why at Health Edge we focus on root cause. This gives me, joy to share that we have one client. I've recently posted her testimonial also on Instagram. 2 years straight she had been struggling with chin hair. Every morning she would wake up, she would look at herself in the mirror, like eagerly waiting to see there was no chin hair. But every day she would be disheartened to see there's a new hair popping up. And this really, played with her emotionally. She started feeling less confident, and she reached out to us sometime back, and when she was put on a structured nutrition program, what we saw is after a month's time, there was a time where she wakes up one day, there's no chin hair. Second day she wakes up, there is no chin hair. There's no new chin hair growth basically. And this happened straight for 8 days and there was no chin hair produced. And it was the happiest moment of her life where she realized that since 2 years she's been trying on and off doing things which did not help her, and simply just by following a structured nutrition program that did wonders. She's tried lasers, creams, just pulling it out, tried a lot of things, never helped, but a structured plan really helped her. because we focused on her root cause. We looked at her labs, we looked at her routine, her lifestyle, her food habits, and then we prescribed things accordingly so that it really helped her. And that's when she saw that the things massively changed. So what I would like to tell everyone is that you don't need to think or feel less confident, because if you have chin hair, your body is just signaling you this is the right time you start working on yourself. So you today, at the end of the day or end of this live, I just want to take a moment and say I'm so proud of you, whoever could make it here to hear what are the things that you can do for your chin hair and the chin hair growth. You can DM us, consult, or you can DM us hormones, and we would reach out to you and we would tell you what are the ways or what are the different programs we have that can offer you a structured program that can help you in terms of achieving your health goals. It can be hormonal imbalance, it can be chin hair growth, it can be any of that in irregular periods. I would really want you to reach out without feeling hesitant, because hey, we all are women here, we all know how things can change. And because here we are positive, I would want you to remove some time for yourself, drop down a message to us, get in touch with us, let's talk, let's understand your parameters, do get a blood test done, and this is it. And if at all you have any questions, do please drop a DM to us. You can put in your questions and my team will reach out to you. So that's it for today. If at all you have any questions, do reach out to us. Do drop your blood reports also. We look up your blood reports and tell you what exactly are the things that you need to focus on. So yeah, bye, good night, and have a wonderful day ahead. Yes, I think someone is asking something. I'm so sorry, I missed out on reading. If you guys have asked any questions, let me quickly browse through. I've typically covered most of the things. Hi Uma, hi Kanak. It's so glad to see so many of you here. I've covered most of the questions that were asked in the story yesterday that we had posted. But if in case, I'm just reading through if I've missed anything. In case I've missed, because there are so many people who've joined, I can't see properly. So in case I've missed anything, please do drop us a message on DM and we will be glad to get back to you. No, yes, I've already answered that. Yes, I've already spoken about it. Yes. So most of the things that you've asked in comments, I've already covered it. So see you in the DMs. Bye-bye.